Using graphic design to educate elementary school students is an objective of Design Elementary, a business based in the United States and is looking to expand in the Caribbean. Design Elementary founder Cassandra Hamer is in the Federation to meet with Ministry of Education officials and schools in St. Kitts to introduce her program. She explains to SK Newsline what Design Elementary is all about.
And the business or the program that I facilitate is called Design Elementary, where we teach children graphic design while also integrating education. So we're not the traditional way of learning. That's what we do. And one of the individuals that I learned from, his name is Ken Robinson, and what he advocates for is the creativity when it comes to education. We like to stick to kind of just like the ABCs. A means apple, the 1, 2, 3s, the common traditional way of learning. But in his studies, he's discovered that children are more kinesthetic and they're more imaginative and they're more creative. And what happens along the way is that they lose their creativity because it's not nurtured in their younger years. And so, of course, kids need to learn how to read. They need to learn their numbers. They need to learn how to do math. But we don't want to lose their natural creative ability because, again, as they get older, if we don't nurture that goes. And so the way that we've done it is for design. We have a program where we have them do, let's say we work on Figma. And what I do is I integrate math problems into some of the programs that I've done online. So that's how we do it.
The team from Design Elementary is here for another week and so far visited 2 schools, the Montessori School and Cotton Thomas School. Her team is expected to meet next week with the Ministry of Education.
So we were able to get official correspondence from the Ministry of Education, allowing us and freely giving us permission to be in this country and to do as much work as possible. And in their letter to us, they expressed how grateful they are to have someone like myself and Zakers who are merging again creativity and education and causing the children to see outside of their everyday. So yes, and I believe we have an official meeting set up or scheduled with them next week.
While Design Elementary is focusing on primary school students, the company plans to expand and offer the program to high school students. She explains the inspiration that led to the establishment of her company.
At the age of 9, my father, who at the time was a part of a nonprofit organization, he asked me one day to create a logo design. I didn't know anything about logos. I didn't know anything about graphic design. I didn't know anything about the programs, but I utilized what I had. And that's something that I usually teach people is that just use what you have. Some people think that you need to have the best camera, you need to have the best computer. No, just utilize what you had. So at the time, what I did have was I had Microsoft Paint, and I created this logo that they loved and they approved, and it was on posters and everywhere. Again, I'm a 9-year-old, so I don't really understand the magnitude of it. Now that I'm thinking back to it, that was a pretty big deal. And I don't really necessarily know what my father saw in me to know that I could create this, but for me, that project sparked the desire to continue learning. And so I taught myself. I went to YouTube. I watched found a different, designers that were around that I liked their work. And I taught myself from the age of 9 to 18. And then when I went to college for graphic design, I didn't need to. I'm not saying you can't go to school, but I was pretty proficient and excelling in what I was doing. And so 2020, which was COVID, the world shut down, I had a thought. I was like, I wonder if something exists where, children are being able to learn graphic design. And I did some research and found nothing, which was shocking because, again, children are always on their iPads, they're always on their computers, they're always watching something. And so I just began to write and did some research, and that's how we landed here. But for me, I started at 9. So if I started at 9, then children around the world, which we are far more advanced now than I was when I was 9, they should be able to do the same and have access to something like this, both to nurture their creativity, but also to cause them to learn in a different way.
Ms. Hamer said she goes to Jamaica after leaving St. Kitts and Nevis and hopes to return to the Federation as part of the expansion plan. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.